again, dude.
You're welcome.
Have me on.
I guess we can go through the deck. I'll bring up this and make some space.
Trusty Retriever.
Yeah, the
I don't even
sideboard
know that
card
card.
is just so good.
Awesome.
All right, so this is obviously a Dark Depths deck. This is in Junk, which we've definitely seen before. A few players have gone towards just the straight green black and gone more turbo. You then have some decks like 4-color. Does 4-color Loam still play the Depths combo? I don't believe it does.
Occasionally, people will play one or two, but I think mostly people are off that at this point. They're trying to just grind with Leo or Uro or Oko, all
Okay.
the O's.
Yep,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, because obviously a deck that can also turn to an Oko is pretty nice in a format where a lot of the decks are playing it on turn 3 at best.
Right.
But I have missed Mox Diamond. I haven't played with Mox Diamond in a little while. Obviously with Maverick I've been relying on mana creatures, which isn't the greatest with a card like Plague Engineer in the format. But yeah, Mox Diamond is nice. We have some pretty good starts where we can turn to a library. That's probably our best turn 1.
I'd say like discard and reclaimer is up there in this deck, but I agree that library is just a broken card. Yes.
Yeah, especially even just making sure the coast is clear for the reclaimer, because Mox Diamond does allow us to accelerate it out as a 3/4 within the first 3 turns. One to Mox, one the next turn. Oh yeah, yeah. Especially if we get a fetch land because you got to sack a land. So hopefully reclaim it as a 3/4 just causes some issues for some decks as well, which would be pretty sweet.
It's a great card, man. I've been smitten with this for a while. Yeah.
I've wanted to play it more in Maverick, but I just can't find a space for it.
It's tough. I agree. I typically try to fit one in, just as another Zenith target for one, but I get that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit lackluster when we don't have too many big Haymaker lands in Maverick outside of Cradle, which of course is what a lot of elves.
Running Bog, it makes a little more sense, right? Because you can try to turbo it out, right?
Yeah, and then you also have Caracas as well, which I guess against some decks can do a lot, which is pretty nice. But
for sure.
Yeah, I think plan A
sort of slow, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I think for this deck, the big plan in game 1 is going to be Dark Depths, but it's nice to have cards like Reclaimer and Knight of the Reliquary and Tireless Tracker that can kind of grind out the game as well.
Yep.
And then for the decks where removal's great, we have some extra removal in the sideboard. And for where removal isn't great, like say Tests, we do have some good cards just to replace them with, which thankfully as well, traditionally these sort of decks have been a little bit slow against Tests, where you're getting out Thalia turn 2 or turn 3, but with Mox Diamond we now have the possibility of going just turn 1 Thalia, Gaddock Teeg, or Collector Oof against them, which is really nice.
Yep, I think that's most of the reason to play Mox, actually, is mostly because of that, just being able to turbo that out, but yeah.
And then of course Leyline for the sideboard. I think it's probably just the best graveyard hit right now. I was going to play 3 and skimp, but I do like that chance of just making sure I have it in my opening hand.
That's fair. That's an eternal debate that will always happen, dude. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly have not played enough games with both 3 and 4 to have a definite answer, but I've done both depending on what I want to do, both in Loam and Maverick or this sort of a deck. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I brought in 1 the other day against an opposing, I think it was Matt Vuk, who got me in the end, but in game 2, I brought in 1 Leyline just because we didn't have enough cards to bring in, and I had it in the opening hand. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Why can't this always happen?
Wait, he was on Maverick or was he on Loam then?
He was on Maverick. He was on his Inquisition build of Maverick, but he was playing.
Correct, yeah. He and I talked a lot, actually. I wonder if he'll tune in. I told him I was coming on, but.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
He's been helping me. I've been bouncing stuff. He's an incredible player, as you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably one of the best Knight players there are. So
yeah, 100%.
Yep.
What do you find Junk is weak against?
Well, yeah, sneak. Yeah, sorry, I mean, we're still not good against show and tell.
Yeah,
I would
unfortunately.
say
I think that's in the bones of the archetype, unfortunately, of any
I
sort
would
of
say,
junk deck.
I mean, we're still, unless we tooled heavily, I think against like hardcore control snow miracles, we're still gonna have trouble.
Yeah,
But I think in general the deck's like in a pretty decent spot, man. Like in this metagame, and that's honestly, and I know you build this as a Bant thing, and I was playing the Oko, and it didn't feel right. There's something about it. It didn't feel like it was helping the deck. It felt like it was kind of, you run out of gas, you play it, great. And most decks at this point have an answer or they don't care about it.
yeah,
And to me, I would rather have answers to what our opponents are doing in terms of the discard and the engineers and the decays.
yeah,
And that's sort of more where I wanted to be now, is like being able to stop them and then maybe comboing instead of trying to like present a game plan people are almost expecting in their decks now.
yeah. I like that a lot.
And I don't know, it might be wrong, but uh it feels good, and I think you have a chance against almost anybody at this point. I think you'll have trouble against some of the common bad Maverick matchups, but it'll be okay. And even Turbo Depths is a little weird sometimes,
Mm.
actually, compared to straight Maverick. But um, yeah, you'll see. I think we'll be okay. I mean, we could go anywhere from 5-0ing this league to like 2-3ing it, I think.
Don't
You know
say
what
it,
I mean?
Jono. Don't
It just
say it.
depends. Uh-huh.
uh,
I hate this.
what are your thoughts on
Yeah.
crop rotation?
I see. I really like that card. It just it felt a little too all in to me.
Yeah,
And I'd rather have reclaimers and I'd rather have filtering spells and stuff
yeah,
personally. But
nice.
honestly, dudes, like I'm trying everything. Like I'm trying everything from 4 crops to none to more Zeniths to less, the more onces. I'm all over the place trying to figure out what it works. I know that it's some combo, but we'll see. You know, we'll see. And I'm glad like you kind of put your spin on it here because we can see how that goes too.
Yeah, hopefully this is sweet. I'm just gonna turn you up a little bit. There and
Am I a little too low, man? Let me see if I can do anything.
I
I'm
think
a loud talker too, man. I don't know.
this should help.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Did we face Phil
Anyway,
today?
yeah, it's a work in progress. I think this deck is one of those ones that's like sort of not been figured out, and I don't know if it ever will be. Sort of like Maverick, as you know, you and I are kindred spirits in that sense, where we're always tinkering.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's
Yeah,
the greatest part of Magic is just tinkering with different lists and seeing how they evolve and what you want to keep, what you want to take out. Um, and it's always nice when you come up against someone who's playing a similar list and you're going, "Hey, um, why are you playing this?" Or like, I'm playing
right.
this over this card. But
I think I guess to fully answer your crop rot question, I've been blown out a little too much by days or
yeah,
force or something on that card. Where in this deck you're not as all in as turbo depths or even lands where you can recoup with um, loam or whatever. So to me, it's a fine card. I don't know if it fits.
yeah, that's fair
And
enough.
if you do play it, I think it's like you either have to be in on it and play around it, like Zenith, as you know,
Yeah,
or you kind of probably shouldn't do too much of it. Like maybe 2 would be okay in this list, you know. But
yeah.
anyway,
Reaple Cheap in chat is saying that he and Phil, who are playing a mono black, I think it's just mono black curses with like a Khan sort of board built in. They were playing
oh
it
sure.
last night, so it was like 12 a.m. my time. But Reaple Cheap saying they played against a deck like this and they weren't too sure what to call it.
Oh, it might have been me because I played against a curses player last night
Ah,
and
nice.
lost.
Okay, there we go.
Yay!
um, but yeah,
Good games,
a little bit like Uro. Uro is just really weird because it's obviously a really high value card. But when I played Bant and I played Uro, I just felt like it was taking 2 turns off what I should have been focusing on, which is the combo, and that gave my opponent enough time to actually just find an answer for Maritlage.
Exactly.
Which is pretty tough. The only thing that I like about Uro in the loam lists is that if you're loaming and you still want to find a threat, Uro is a threat you can find if you loam it.
And I think there's a way to do that in this deck. Like I was doing that for a while, as you probably know. I was jamming loams and this and stuff, and that's one way to play it. I think right now, given the tribal meta, I'd rather be on black, mostly for engineer and the discard, just because both of these things help.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then I guess lastly, we just have this small pack of Step for protection, which is really nice. Because even sometimes just protecting your own Elvish Reclaimer can be pretty huge if your opponent's tried to like double bolt it or something.
Oh my gosh, how many times I've saved Knight so many times with that card. It's insane. Yeah.
Are the black cards really better than Hexmage? That's pretty interesting as well, because we don't have a great way to find Hexmage. Our mana's also, I think that double black would be a little bit of an issue.
It's a different deck. You're more all in if you're playing Hexmage. This deck, the plan of this deck is to be a little bit more mid-range, like to be able to smooth it out if like you get disrupted, I guess. I don't know if it's better or not, but it's definitely a way to play it,
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a pretty great way to answer that. Because we're not really looking to make a stage on turn, 2 to 3. It's looking to kind of establish a board presence, trade some resources, make our opponent maybe, swords and knight or a claimer, and then go for the combo when they're kind of out of options to actually answer the Maritlage, which is kind of nice.
Right. It's better. It's like it's a Maverick take on this, right? Like where we can settle into our other deck in a way. You know what I mean? Like we sort of are still Maverick, but we have a way of beating them with a combo more efficiently, right? Yeah. So I think like if you want to play Hexmage, that's great. I would just play Turbo, or I would play like medium depths or whatever, Yeah. And it's a great card. Don't get me wrong, but we'd have to we'd go to if we're gonna play that, we'd go to Urborg, and then we'd go to more discard, and then we'd end up just playing that deck, right?
Yeah.
Which might be more correct. It might be a better legacy deck, but we love my Knight of the Reliquary, and here we are.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay, let's go straight into a league and see how this goes.
Yeah, man.
Because it should be.
I hope it looks okay. It's felt pretty good, to be honest. So yeah, I hope it plays.
It looks really fun. Apologies. Yeah, I like the removal package. Obviously, even Plague Engineer can just carry us sometimes. Or Kai's ulti, which has happened a few times, which is pretty nice.
Of course. I know you're as much on the Kaya train, I think, as my friend Matt Albrecht. As you know, you probably know him too.
Yep.
He is absolutely like a Kaya disciple now, and I like her a lot too. But I'm not willing to jam her all the time. But it totally is.
I was just about to mention Connor, and I can see him in chat because I think Connor was one of the first ones to try it out and just really fall in love with it. Because Kaya just has so many targets. And speaking to Achilles on Friday for the second episode of Inside the Maverick, he was also a massive fan of Kaya, just because it can just... There's so many hits, and when it isn't hitting permanents, it's just attacking graveyards, even against decks that don't rely on the graveyard as a resource. And that ultimate is just such an interesting... It's a really interesting ultimate because not many people understand that it comes so quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Did you underestimate her when you first saw her? Because I definitely did. There's no doubt.
I think I did. I think I underestimated how many targets she has.
She might have gotten better with this shift that we've had too. I think like the Astrolabe into Tribal shift has made her so much better. Like against, if you remember before that a little bit, there was way less -1 targets for her, I would think. Right?
Yeah.
And so she wasn't as good. She's laughable against Reanimator or other decks like that. But yeah, now it's a lot of incremental value because of Uro and because of Lave and because of just, I don't know, Delver or Vial or whatever. It's Arcanist. Yeah. She's great if you want to grind, for sure.
Tom Hep in the chat saying that the Hex Mage deck is probably more of a fun deck, but I can understand that with your results.
Well, I mean, he's the master. I will defer. I know he is not a fan of these slower decks, which is totally fair.
Oh,
we just are completely obsessed with Knight of the Reliquary Tom, so just help us,
So this is a pretty nice hand.
This is nice. I would keep it.
So the Mox can pitch probably just a Savannah, and then we can play the Reclaimer. But the question is, are we playing out a piece on turn 1 or not?
I would say probably not. But are we in the play? I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we're on the play.
Okay, I would say it's probably less of an issue then. So you can just whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But we have so much colored mana. I'm not super worried either way. I'd probably go Savannah, Mox, pitch Heath here personally, or maybe Scrubland, pitch Heath, something. I'm sorry. I would go play Heath and pitch Savannah or Scrubland and Mox probably.
Yeah, I like playing the fetch land because it gives us an extra land to put into the graveyard.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry. I thought. Yeah, I was saying that wrong. But yeah.
All right, so let's go cast Mox. To be fair, I might keep the Scrubland for now and see if we can win this game just showing that we're a green-white deck.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. The mind games are definitely part of it sometimes. I'm a big fan of that side of the game, actually.
I think the only time we get hit by not playing stage here is that if we draw into another Mox Diamond, we would then have the combo on turn 2.
Yeah, but you can't count on it. I think the way you did it is correct. Just in case they're lands or something and they don't care about throwing away a wasteland. Looks like it's gonna be Rug. No.
Astro. Okay.
Snow's not the best one. We'll see.
Yeah, so at least we have the Reclaimer for something like Ice Fang for protection. Plague.
Oh, that's a nice.
Plague's pretty sweet.
I mean, you could just jam that and just say Snake in a pretty easy way if you want to.
Yeah. So what I like doing is narrowing down the amount of opportunity my opponent has to deal with a Dark Depths. And so I think if we can keep the Reclaimer open for protection just for Swords to Plowshares, then this Engineer taking off the ability for them to actually block with an Ice Fang is pretty huge.
Yeah.
The only other consideration is keeping up the Reclaimer, but I think here building out the board is more than fine.
We'll find out.
Hey Tom, I saw your YouTube with Jono Yanik, I think, and it was really good. It was going through the sideboard of Bug Depths. Oh, they're gonna pause that pitching Jace. Okay.
Wow, that's wild.
I wonder if that's because they have an Ice Fang in hand and they know that's their way to maybe block the Dark Depths and then Oko or something like that.
That might mean that they're not on white, but that seems very unlikely because they're pretty much all. Oh well, Terminus. Forget it.
the old Terminus off the snow-covered island. I love it. Hey, thanks, Jerry. That's very nice of you. A huge thank you. This isn't too bad though. It looks like they're also missing a land drop.
You don't care about that, yeah. You're gonna make them have it. Unfortunately, they probably do, but they didn't play land, which is great.
Yeah, wow. So I'm thinking they've kept a one-lander with maybe Ponder, and then they've seen the Terminus and gone, I'd rather probably clear the board than Ponder this turn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just go for it. You really don't have anything else.
Yeah. I'm not really set a Wasteland, so there's no point doing it now. I might as well just do it in their end step.
Yeah. They probably have swords, man. They always have it. They always have it.
Wow. They're not even going to make us do it.
Oh my gosh, really they're not even going to make you do it.
Yeah. That's
some respect for you, man. You got to feel good about that. That's cool, man. They might know your name. That's cool.
No, I'm a nobody. Okay,
you are not a nobody, sir.
let's go straight.
No,
Let's go
that's
straight
awesome.
to. I like the
Yeah, chokes is
chokes.
an easy. The debate I think for me in this one usually is Thalia. A lot of people have different opinions on this, like versus miracles type shells, whether or not you like it. Personally, I typically am a little bit. I'd be about 60% on the bring it inside, but
Yeah.
it's up to you. You
Okay.
probably want Teeg.
Yeah.
Um,
Just Reaple in chat. I don't think they knew about the Terminus. I think they untapped with one land and then saw the Terminus, so they're like, okay, we'll Terminus here. And then maybe had something like a Ponder that they could have found their second land with, but of course opted to use the mana for Terminus.
I'd say pretty easy cut on swords.
Yeah, I think Plague Engineer is just a little bit better because
absolutely
for a snow deck, they have to. Yeah, I think with the snow deck, they're obviously going for value. So if we can get some of that value by playing a Plague Engineer, dealing with snakes, and then having them to actually deal with the Plague Engineer, that's pretty nice on sort of a card for card trade, instead of just the swords where they've already drawn a card off the.
So, Dukes, are you more a Knight or a Thalia fan in this matchup? Because I think, well, I mean, the Dorks are somewhat easier to cut, I would say, too. You probably could cut at least a land or two as well, like probably a Wasteland.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would expect Dead of Winter, and if they would bring it in. I assume so, if they've seen Reclaimer and Plague Engineer, so I think dropping these is fine. I do like what Connor said about Back to Basics. That is a card that I am pretty weary of, so I think probably at least the Knight is worth it.
It's nice to have a disenchant in here somewhere. I mean, so Knight is always like a traditional like bad card against miracles. It just depends. It's that or Thalia, in my opinion. It's up to you, and I think a land is probably on the chopping block as well.
Yeah, I do like Connor's play of 2 forces over 2 knights. Ramanap's also an interesting one because Ramanap's really just one-sided for us. It's recasting our lands for our advantage. It's not, there's no wasteland.
Dude, you got 13 seconds. You got to make a call. Sorry.
No, that's cool. So we'll bring in the forces. Yeah. I actually think Ramanap can come out and we can bring in a knight.
Okay.
Because
you're off. You're not a Thalia fan in these matchups. Depends.
I do like
maybe on the draw it's not as good, right?
Yeah, I like her on the play.
Yeah.
And Sen is an interesting one. So we have.
I wish we had a black land too, but
Yeah.
But I think it's a keep. That's a keep for sure.
Yeah, because we have turn 1 Reclaimer. We have a turn 3 choke if we need it, or a turn 3 knight, and we have a force backup, which is pretty sweet.
Force is nice. Yeah. At this point, it's probably going to be a pitching knight, but we'll see. Terrible for me to say that out. God, I love knight so much. Anyway. Okay, so we already have one target. That's good. If they play a library or something, it's going to feel really awesome, but we'll find out.
So I think the play here is just to go Snakewood Forest into Reclaimer.
Yeah.
Which, if it survives, it also can take us off our woes of mana. So
we're not in a terrible spot. I mean, they're a slow deck, so we're okay.
Snow's always a really interesting matchup because I find the decks that I like to play, being Maverick, usually like the top end of mid-range grinders. Like, they just grind so well, but it's such a feel bad when your Snow opponent is just outgrinding you on every card. So like you're one.
Yeah, they're meant to do that, right? It's that wheel of matchups. Like they're better at that, right? I mean, is it time for choke? You want to go for it?
Choke's pretty nice.
Or do you want an Inquisition first?
I think Inquisition first. I think we can play this a little bit slow. So I'm going to ditch the Dark Depths here and just try to go on get our mana correct line.
That's fair. Yeah. Do it.
So the one reason I guess we would want to choke here is that it means they can't cast an Oko next turn.
Right, if they have 2 Okos, then we're just done.
I don't believe they're a Spell Pierce deck.
They might. People mess around all the time with these. It's really hard to say what they have. I think You could just play Caracas first and then pitch Dark Depths and play the Diamond, but you know. Sorry, I'm hanging out with the kids. My bad.
No, not at all. Kids are cool.
We're going for it. Okay, I like that, man.
Yeah, I like Connors. Just make them have it, because if they're forcing this, then they're not forcing the knight, or they are just
dude. That
falling behind.
and it's just like you said with other like the choke early is better than any other time. I mean, we've both had those games, I'm sure, where you choke them and turn 10 and they're tapped out or whatever, and it's great, but it never gets better.
Yeah. I guess there are some cards we have to be wary of. So Abrupt Decay is probably still in the deck.
Oh, sure.
And then some other ways to deal with it. Wasteland's interesting.
I think it's pretty easily you want to Inquisition and then see what they have first.
I like this a lot as well. And we don't give away the information of Wasteland before they fetch. Wow. Icefang City. So for me here, it's the Teferi because it bounces the choke.
Yeah, that's very wise, I would say.
Snap isn't that great because even Snap Ponder is tapping them off at least 2 islands. It's funny that the Sanctuary comes in tapped and it's an island, so the choke actually keeps it tapped.
Well, unless you control. So if they fetch for the islands, it doesn't. Correct?
Very true. Yeah, but I guess then they have 3 untapped islands. Yeah.
But to tap out to Quaddle would be very silly at this point. So that was a good one.
I think it's just Knight here.
Easy Knight. Yeah, easy Knight. It's actually going to be okay in this game, I think.
They're probably going to play an Icefang here, maybe, to try to draw into a Force of Will.
Yeah, it's going to be Forest Plains, right? But that does mean that the Mystic will come in tap for sure now, which is kind of funny. Unfortunately, Force of Vigor doesn't hit it like it does with Strix, right? But what are you going to do? And do we play the combo here? And now that we know they don't have it, I mean,
I think so because we have combo and step, and so we know about double Icefang, Snapcaster, and Mystic. Okay, so we know about Ponder. Be interesting to see what the Ponder actually does and if they shuffle.
I honestly don't know off the top of my head how many planes and forests typical Bant Miracles are playing now. But
I'm going to assume it's maybe 3-2-2.
Okay.
Or 3-2-1.
All right. Wow.
They chose not to shuffle.
They have the answer? I mean, does that mean they have it? I mean, it seems odd. Maybe they're just hoping they get it at some point. I don't know.
Well, Plague's pretty sweet.
Yes. Yes, do it. Get him. Easy one. Snake. Snake all day.
Yeah. I think we're just going to hold up the Wasteland.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no other card to really keep up.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That is awesome.
Another question is, are we going to start applying pressure or are we going to go for the combo kill? We can at least attack with the Reclaimer. And if we're going for the combo, we might as well do it now to make the Reclaimer a 3-4. And just... I guess there's no reason to waste it.
I would say cycling Knight for something is probably okay. Yeah, because you're not doing a ton of damage yet. It's like the old loam way of playing. It's just like to keep your Knight up for a minute and just make it twice as big. Yeah. I don't see any problem with that.
I think the one card that could be on top of their library is Terminus, and that's probably the card that gets us the most.
Yeah, that would be brutal on it.
So I do like attacking with the Reclaimer, and then maybe going for...
Yeah, I think we can wait.
Probably the stage half of the combo.
You called it, man. Good call. I mean, I don't like it, but called it. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I think we go and get One Piece, and I like getting. I was gonna say I like getting Thespian Stage because it's also a mana we can use to tap with. Dark Depths we can't. But the only issue here is that it does take us off our one basic, which I don't think is a big issue. But maybe I also just want to go for Peatland and draw a card.
I mean, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that might be the play. I don't know how you get ahead card wise. Otherwise, you know what I mean. It's a little rough. Man, these are the worst. Terminus is so bad. We didn't quite get away from that card on this build, do we?
I guess we can also just go for if we go for stage and we untap and draw Dark Depth. Draw Green Sun Zenith. We can just go get another Knight, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, you could do that. That's hoping a lot. I would go for more for what helps you right now.
Yep, just Peatland.
Yeah.
No land drop. So we still know about 2 Ice Fangs, Snapcaster. Verdant. Okay.
Yeah.
Another Force.
Oh gosh. Come on. Help us out a little bit.
Ooh,
right.
Maybe I just want to force this Astrolabe to keep them off blue in their turn.
Yes.
I think that's
do it.
probably okay. So we'll just get the other Bayou. Because then we have, double. There's probably no reason not to do it in their turn, other than that they get to respond with an Ice Fang. So I think just doing it now is fine.
Right. I think now would be the time if that's what you want to do.
A little bit rough, as I've already drawn a card off the...
Dude, the old 4...
Yeah.
The old 4-drop for a 1-drop that drew a card. Oh, boy. Ugh.
I mean, they did miss a land drop, so this is probably a nice way to attack their mana.
My goodness.
And there's one piece of the combo.
Okay. That was clutch. Maybe we'll see. They'll probably find another lab or something.
Trop. Haha.
Yep.
Okay.
Yay!
Yes. Need to create a food. Okay. Interesting.
I mean, as long as if we can find a combo,
I don't think it does, but does copying the snow-covered forest means the Thespian stage untaps from a back to basics? I don't believe so.
Yes, it would. It would. Right? It's a basic land now.
But it keeps its name.
I don't want to cast the tracker because they can't just trade the Oko for the food, so I think I also want to wait for a land drop.
Oh, yeah.
Or a decay.
That's so sad.
One of the two.
It's fine. Man, this is okay. You probably want to play both at this point, but they're certainly gonna elk the tracker more or less. But at this point, at least, I don't know. He's gonna sit here too long, probably. Probably draw another blue land, or
Yeah, they kind of have to deal with the Reclaimer because we can grab Dark Depths tapped, which we can still copy in the same turn.
Right. It does put a little pressure on them. They probably have a plow for something, though. That's what they're thinking about right now, maybe? No. Okay, that's nice.
I think they trade the tracker with the food if they have an answer for the Reclaimer. Because they could answer
They have to
Reclaimer
have
with like
something.
a
I mean,
swords.
how are they not having a plow at this point? It's
Yeah.
crazy. You know?
It's interesting as well though, because maybe their play should have been, if they knew they were going to draw into something, just make double food and get to 21 life, so they could take a hit
Right.
and then just make it a 3/3, and then try to deal with it as a 3/3. But it's still pretty tough. Choke's
It's
done a
hard
lot
to
of work.
see. Yeah. It's hard to see.
So we still know about Snapcaster and 2 Ice Fangs in their hand. So we know about 4 unknowns. And it looks like none of them are
You know,
land.
if it was Stephanogs, maybe they would have thought of that, right? But that guy is maybe the most scary person. Like whenever I pair with them, you know, I haven't paired with them in a long time, but every time I have, I've always been like heart sink, you know, like I'm gonna lose. Maybe I don't know if I've even won against him. Yep, no, you were right.
Okay. Wow.
You're scared of the combo, so they don't have a plow. It's interesting.
Come on, let's draw into something good here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
may want to.
That gets us clues.
Good. I'm a little worried about them wanting to trade for the tracker in a minute, but if you make it big enough, I guess they can't, right? So we're good. So we'll have to crack the clue so they can't do the -5.
Yeah. So if we draw to a removal spell here, we can put the Oko to 1. And I think the 2
True.
cards we don't care, the 2 lands we don't care about right now are these 2. So we'll crack the
Right.
first clue.
Yep, smart.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, hey, baby.
And
So
now we
close.
might as well keep these 2 up, so we can go like this, crack this clue, and then hopefully draw
Sure.
into a removal spell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Give it.
Still,
Nah. Okay.
I think we
It's okay.
just attack both at the Oko.
We're gonna have to get lucky. I don't think that was wrong, you know.
Yeah. So at least if they block here, Oko still takes 3. Yeah. Wow. So this leaves them with no trade either, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well.
And to think Tracker was something we weren't going to have in the main deck. I'm glad I listened to you.
Tracker's a great card, you know. I mean, well, there's that, but at the same time, we still have the Dark Depths in our hand from Tracker, so you can, you know.
Did your job.
Yep. Nice.
All right. Ooh, Inquisition's pretty big.
Do it.
See what they have.
I'm super curious.
Double Ice Fang and Snap we know about.
It's been very rare I've seen a snow player like hang on to 7 cards this long, even with only white green, you know.
They're gonna force it.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Play Depths and pass back.
So maybe they do have a plow and they've just been like sandbagging it or something. I don't know, but I think we mostly have to go for it. I think.
Yep.
I don't really see a world where we can't do that. There it is.
Okay.
Only a matter of time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that they tap like this, because it means they don't have... I guess they have to draw into a land as well.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a world here where we force the Astrolabe and the food. I think we just go for the Dark Depths.
You want a Depths, yeah. You want to win, right?
I mean, if they have Plow, they have Plow. So we might as well make it here to see if we can block the food.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that.
That I'm worried about.
Although they could brainstorm off Astrolabe and find, you know, it's one of those things. You just have to decide. Even if they plow, I mean, at least you got 35 life.
Yeah,
in a
exactly.
choke. They've uncontested at this point.
Well, we get to block. They let us block, which is interesting.
There it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Come on, Sylvan Library. Nice.
I know, right? Oh my god! Did you really say that before you drew?
I did.
Dang, man, that was some stuff, dude. That was awesome. Yeah, kill it. Let's get rid of it. Like, let's, you know, you want to, man. Good riddance.
Yeah, and Sylvan Library is pretty huge because if they don't have a decay or something, which is why I like taking off the Astrolabe as well because it takes them off black.
I mean, they want to decay 2 things at this point and they can't, so huge. What is this? Oh. Okay.
I wonder what they name. Probably Thespian Stage.
I don't know. Reclaimer, maybe? I don't know. Okay.
Thespian Stage. So they attack for 3. We're definitely taking 8. I don't think there's any reason
no,
to take 8.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Even if it's the worst cards ever, we're taking 8.
Pay. Land.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast the Teeg first.
Totally.
Because then if they want to force it, they can force it. But if not, they have to swords before they can force the Plague Engineer, which we can return the Teeg with Caracas, which is kind of cool.
Totally, man.
And
You gonna name Elk or you gonna name Snake?
I think I'm going to name Snake, but it's an interesting one.
It's a tough call, actually. But we have so much life. It's.
I think it's Snake. I think either way, it's probably becoming a 3/3.
Boy, I'm worried they're gonna trade, but I don't think they'd care about trading for much here. I guess if they trade for the engineer, then they get a Death Toucher. Mm-hmm. It's not much. I mean, you obviously have to play it. I'm just saying. Yeah.
So they're gonna trade these. That's fine. No attacks. Okay. All right. Decay one time.
Yeah. Dude, you need to keep saying stuff out loud, man. It keeps working.
Are we just paying for these?
Sure. Well, we can't play it with Teeg. That's. I mean.
What do we still have? I believe we took out.
You can't play it with Teeg. You can't play it with Teeg. So maybe only take 1.
I can return it with Caracas.
Yeah. True. Get him.
There's no way that we can deal with both of these and attack the Oko for 3. So I think we have to just decay the Oko.
Wait, why not blow up the needle?
No. We need to blow up the needle. No. No, kill the Oko. 100%.
Yeah. Because I'm just trying to think what we have left. Decay Oko.
This goes with the plan of keeping them off blue, even though they have lots of ways to. Yeah, so even if they terminus, like everything goes to the bin, right?
Yeah, which isn't too bad. And they don't have the way to end step brainstorm, which is kind of nice. Oh, there's tracker as well.
Oh, we still got tracking.
Maybe tracker's better if we're off the Pithing Needle plan.
Yeah. You could Knight of Autumn that, but I think tracker is like the most high upside play here, especially if we're planning on taking life on library. Makes a lot of sense.
We kind of have to grind out this game because we're currently on 9 minutes, and they're on 15. So they have 6 minutes on us.
Okay, we've been talking it through a little bit.
All right.
Yep,
There's
here we go.
I guess.
It's gonna be Oko number 2 right now.
Or Teferi bounce the choke.
Hmm.
But I guess that's not the worst because we can untap, play the Gaddock Teeg, then they can't force the choke. So this will be pretty interesting.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Probably hitting the tracker. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's annoying. That would have been amazing if it lived.
Put on top, pay for this so we have a shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Teeg first. Land. I probably don't mind attacking the Oko to see if we can trade one of these, because the Tiles track isn't doing much else. And it stops them from being able to... I guess they can still trade something, but...
Yeah.
Reclaimer, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they only have so many blue sources in their deck. I assume they have another 2 to 3 basics, but... Yeah, luckily they've just been caught off blue for a lot of this game. Which kind of shows you the power of the Oko and how much you can just create a sub-game that we have to kind of deal with before we can deal with them.
I know, right? Isn't it annoying? Yeah. Ugh. I guess if if we were unbanned, I guess we could have turned this pithing needle into something, but we wouldn't have been able to get rid of the other Oko, so who knows?
Yeah. I think one mistake I've made is not just pay for life for that extra green suns, because that's just, one step closer to the combo, which is most likely just green suns for night to destroy this pithing needle.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, maybe. We're in a decent position still. I'm shocked we're like doing so well here, but
Speaking of being shocked, I was thinking of a Shockland build with Field of the Dead, but
yeah, you could do that. Why not? It doesn't actually matter as much as people think it probably does. It's like small percentage points.
All right, we're gonna fetch to get rid of that Wasteland on top. I'm just gonna get the other basic.
Yeah.
All right. Inquisition. Okay. Oh, there's 9. Okay.
Oh.
Top. Pay for this. Inquisition them. Snap Ponder, Ice Ponder. It's probably just... It's probably one Ice Fang. Maybe it's the...
Why?
Maybe it's the Ponder, actually, because Astrolabe into Ponder is a thing.
Yes. I would get Ponder. Yeah. Get Ponder. Yeah, we're opening avenues. Although we are going to have to play fast because we're going to run out of time compared to them.
I could attack with both in return, but then I can't recast the Teeg.
Nah.
I was going to go ahead and hopefully this is fine. Oh, okay.
Okay. So you're gonna do snap.
Or just hold up Ice Fang.
Yeah.
But again, for every blue mana they're cutting themselves off, it's one less blue mana they can draw into for like bounce, choke or something.
Yeah. Gonna get aggro here.
Yeah, so we know about their hand, so we can just block and return with Gaddock Teeg.
Mm-hmm.
And then just 6 to save some
Got
time.
plenty of mana. That's for sure.
Alright, so we know about Nox Diamond on top. We will use their ability. Green Sun's Knight. Okay, put on top. Pay for this?
Sure.
Knight's already really done its job, so I'm going to... I guess Ice Fang can block it, but I'm happy to throw this into the Oko to trade with one of those, because even if they play a Snapcaster or something here, it's not the worst.
Right. Yeah, Zenith for Ooze is like not a
3,
terrible
4.
plan either at some point, but I think you want Teeg Knight right now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use the Green Suns to shuffle that Mox Diamond away and just get a Knight anyway.
That's fine.
And then play the Teeg.
Yeah, I guess before we play Teeg, it makes sense. Yeah.
Because then the Green Suns isn't stuck in our hand, which is nice. Green Suns for Screws first. What do they have? Oh, they have another Swords. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And now we can go Teeg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ooze is a big one in these matchups.
I think because we Green Sun for 3 as well, maybe the Screws wasn't on their radar, which is kind of nice.
Well, they couldn't do anything anyway. Oh, you mean like they didn't bring in Snap? Yeah. Now they certainly can't. So I honestly think they're gonna try to time you out at this point.
I mean, we have 6 minutes, and they're currently at 13.
Mm-hmm.
We let them trade. That's fine. That's pretty good, I guess.
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
I'm gonna take this.
It's okay. If we can get this Knight to resolve and then make the combo, we'll be okay.
This stage.
Heyo.
Okay. Put on
Do not take
top.
life.
Put on
Yeah.
top. Land. Knight.
Wow, they're still not doing the Quaddle. Interesting. And they're gonna just they're gonna elk it. They're gonna elk it with Oko.
Oh, they're holding up Snap Path here. Or just attacking. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm just gonna. I think just in combat, I'm going to get rid of this second blue source.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, they didn't play. That's interesting. They didn't play the. Well, they can't play Jace. Man, I hope we don't time out, dude.
It'll be sweet. Hey, Victor. Hey, Scoop and Response. I'm probably happy to trade the Knight here. I could also just return. I can block with Teeg and return. But maybe there should be some consideration if we don't draw into the combo here that we should just concede and hopefully win the next game in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We know about Wasteland and Windswept Heath, so we get 1 extra draw. Bog. Yeah, I think this might be sadly a concession, and we go into game 3 with 4 minutes. Which, I mean, this deck can win pretty quickly, which is nice. So I do like the Thalias. Ramanak's actually pretty interesting because it can get our things back.
They seem to be on more non-basics than I would have guessed. Although maybe they just had them all and we didn't, you know. Yeah. You could probably cut, like, I don't know, like some land.
Maybe like second Savannah or second Bayou.
Yeah, or like
probably second Savannah, so we have access to turn 1 Inquisition.
Wasteland or something like this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I like dropping those two, and that's 60, which is pretty
Yeah.
good. There's some consideration for Collector Oof, but I think because of our Mox Summon starts, I don't really want to bring it in. I think this is sweet.
Okay. Man, I hope we get it.
Yeah, it would be nice. Dude, I am busting as well.
It's such an emotional match. Like I don't know what to say. It's rough.
But that snow for you. I mean, that choke was awesome. I have no complaints about the choke, but unfortunately, it's a little bit too slow. Mulligan, just the Dark Depths.
That's brutal.
This is okay. Pretty slow though.
It's fine. You could keep. Probably get rid of Force, I guess, because you have the decay.
Yeah. I like that. Are we just gonna Green Suns for Dried Arbor?
Yeah. You don't drill.
Pull the swords, which is nice.
Mulligan. No.
Bottom Force. Done. Alright. I feel like this game's gonna be like a chess clock. Like, do this, go. Do this, go. Savannah,
we're gonna have to.
Green
unfortunately.
Suns, go. Dried Arbor. There we go.
You don't even need it. You don't need to talk through it. Just play at this point.
Okay.
I would say Thalia probably doesn't get much better than next turn. But we'll find out.
All right.
You want her early and often, right?
Yes, I'm gonna go for Bayou. I'm gonna play Thalia first to see what they do, and then attack with the Dried Arbor.
Yep. Good. Trying to play Maverick against our nemesis. Fun. I would say 100% decay if they don't play a blue land or something here. I don't really see why not.
So I think our best draw is probably just a land. So we can decay and then maybe swing for 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Swords. All right. Plague. I think just Knight here.
Yeah, we gotta win fast.
We do lose
clock
basics,
is an
but I think
issue.
that's okay.
Fortunately.
At least if they tap out for back to basics, if we draw into a land, we can just use Knight to decay.
Yeah. We'll see. Man, what an emotional match. Brutal. Earl?
Okay. That's not too bad because we have the decay ready. Decay this.
Yeah.
And then attack them for 4.
Yeah. We're gonna have to be aggro. We're definitely the beatdown deck right now.
Come on, no Terminus. Come on, no Terminus.
Nope.
I guess we don't also care about Ice Fang, which is kind of nice. Chose not to shuffle. That's kind of scary.
Well, maybe they're doing that because they Misty. It's hard to say.
Yeah, so I think we play the Wasteland. We attack with both of these, and then in upkeep we can Wasteland the Misty, because if they have Terminus, we can at least make them lose a land.
Interesting.
Ice Fang's okay, and then we'll respond to the draw trigger. Okay. So if the draw trigger is Terminus, we should sacrifice and hit the Misty here.
Whoa.
Yeah, I reckon that's probably the best way to play around Terminus, because now they have to shuffle away what's on top, which I assume is going to be Terminus.
Wow. That's some deep thinking, man. I would not have thought that.
And then just to play around like Veil as well, I might as well respond to the fetch with.
You are going really deep here, man.
Because Terminus just kills us, right?
All that's gonna happen is they're gonna like plow this night, and that's it. You know. I was playing Plague Engineer there like before combat probably, but that's me. There, see, told you. Played this game long enough. Hey-oh. It's okay.
Look, they're at 13.
Have to win quick.
Brainstorm.
If this is Oko, it's probably game, unfortunately.
Or Jace. Jace bounced straight up. It's never a great feeling. Okay.
Yay! All right. Guy.
What's the start?
Something.
Um.
It's gonna elk him.
I'm just gonna name Snake.
Yeah.
And then just hope we have Dark Depths off the top, and hope that can be enough. Look, we called the Silver Library. We called the Abrupt Decay.
It's gonna be a library up the top. We're gonna take aid. Everything's gonna be perfect. Yeah.
Pretty close.
It's fine. Although, you know, it'll just die. To Oko. Again.
I don't mind trading the food.
They'll block, yeah. They're at such a win, and this would make Oko so ridiculous, is it creates unwinnable combat steps for you.
Yeah, it's rough. It's a nice challenge.
It's a nice challenge. Yeah. Makes Reb really really enticing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think Mark's obviously doing pretty well with. I think he's playing a 4-color list currently for Mavericks. He's
been playing that for a minute. Yeah. Even Mark, who I would actually put in like maybe in the more conservative Maverick camp, has it's contorted himself to play Oko just because it's so powerful. Yeah.
Nothing.
That says a lot to me.
Green Suns.
Man, if only we could get it instant speed. Yeah, maybe Crop Rod is right. I just feel like they're probably sitting on a counter spell anyway.
I think we just go for Knight here.
Yeah, let's make another elk here for them. Yay.
Hardcast Force?
Yeah.
Alright, that's fine. It's not over, Jono. It's not over.
Both you and I know we know everything. It's
we
just,
have outs.
we know what they're gonna do. We just can't do anything about it, right? Brutal.
Snap swords would be pretty brutal here.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Ice Wing's pretty good as well because they draw a card. But at least this is one less Ice Fang that can block a Dark Depths.
Mm-hmm. 2 minutes. Oh my god. Can we make them lose 2 minutes to us at this point?
I think that's a bot. Look, it's not over till it's over. I'm just saying that. This looks like Teferi. Yeah. Okay.
Nice, dude. I'm telling you, man. We should just be like broadcasters because we know everything. We just refuse to play the decks that are better because we just have to play night decks. You know? Yeah.
We got this. We're okay.
We
We'll
got this.
We'll get there.
Got this.
Close. Ooh, okay, let's go.
Just go. Just don't think. Don't think and just play.
Let's go pro blue because of Snapcaster and Ice Fang, and then swing at Teferi. Bang.
Yeah.
The battle has been won, but the war has been lost.
Small wins.
Yeah, small wins.
Uh-huh. What can win? Dark Depths up the top. They don't have swords. That's it. But they have it, clearly.
They gave us a food, which is interesting.
That's very strange. I don't know why they did that.
Because our out is literally just end step Dark Depths. Do you have anything?
What is going on here?
I'm
They're just trying to make you time out. Do it.
Keep that.
Don't think. Just do it. No.
Keep it for the turn we want to cast something.
Okay.
It's pretty bad because they probably should be cracking their food here just to use their mana end step and then get above 21. Astrolabe's okay.
No, it's not. Hate that card. Okay. Very well.
Alright. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Just gonna pass back.
Are we on the hope they time out plan?
No, I think we'll definitely time out before them. Maybe they play Caracas. Misty, okay. Yeah, I can force what Oko targets, which is nice. Just to slow them down a little bit. Jace is fine. See what Jace does.
What? Oh, Jace is not fine. I hate that guy.
We are going to fetch.
Yeah.
They're going to create a food. That's fine. Oh. I could have responded to the fetch by hitting both of these foods, but this is fine. Force on top. Okay.
Interesting. So not sword, so that means they have it. Oh my god, this is so scary.
I'm just
I mean,
gonna
they're
six
almost
and see how much
below a
time they
minute,
take.
dude. They're
Yeah.
almost below a minute. Like,
Should
crazy.
definitely be sixing this.
Mm-hmm. This is honestly like where you're at. I think it's just trying to make them time out. I hate to say it. They know it too, though. Obviously.
Here I need to eat food. 6.
We all do sometimes.
Play this.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, huge win if we get there with timing. Huge. I mean, we're not gonna do it though.
We probably could have
can you
used
copy
force.
the Dryad Arbor? Maybe?
Oh, I can.
Yeah.
I targeted the wrong thing. That's classic.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Just pass. Keep going. Keep going back. Wait. Oh, we're
It is
dead.
a lethal, yeah. I could have used the force if I didn't want a 6 by forcing what they target with Oko, but yeah.
It's a good game.
GG's. Nice.
Yeah. What a brutal start to that league.
That's fine. I'm just going to bathroom. I'll be back in one sec. Here's the deck list if you want to talk to chat. Where is it?
Sure.
There it is.
So yeah, Snow's going to be tough because we're still sort of a Maverick deck. I think if you wanted to make Snow better, you'd want to be on blue. And you probably don't want to be blue in this deck too because you already are trying to do the combo and it's a little rough. So you want to be on Bant and you want to be on Oko and you want to be on Uro. I think the best card against Snow that you can play in a Zenith deck is probably Leo. But it's going to be way too hard to do that in this sort of a deck because you're already... Mana's tough. Not in that match because it's slow, but I assume we'll play Rug or we'll play Goblins or we'll play Esper or something of that sort in this league. And because of that, the mana will be harder than it was in that match. No one knows the right combination of things in this one yet. I would assume if you really hate Oko, you'd want to play more Decay. You'd maybe want to play a Questing Beast, although Questing Beast doesn't get through Elk tokens, of course. But Kaya does help too because she can -1 foods and whatnot, and you can get in there. But honestly, the best answer to Oko is probably Red Element Blast. So if you really want to beat Oko, it's probably being on red.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That was tough. That was interesting. In the third game, they had 6 minutes on us.
I appreciate your positive attitude because I would be like so upset. It's just really tough. That's tough. We had a chance.
Yeah, I think Oko is definitely, and obviously a very powerful card. That the challenge is just so rewarding if you win through an Oko.
It is. I mean, Depths can do that too. I mean, it might be an argument for Crop, but it's the cost of giving up a land
is huge,
and then doing that and getting forced is just so high.
Yeah. I think if I was going to play Crop, I'd probably play like a second Ramanap, so that if it didn't work, I had more opportunity to just bring that land back from the graveyard.
Yeah, I get it. That's a keep.
Yeah, this hand is in a Mox Diamond start, but it's probably a hand that I would keep without Mox because we have one piece of the combo, we have Acceleration on turn 1, we have removal in both Wasteland and Swords, and then we have a threat in Night, so pretty much perfect. Again, I think we just keep this Bayou in our hand for as long as possible and just go for Savannah off the Windswept, off the Verdant. Nice. I love these decks.
Fun, right?
Depths is definitely
Fun
something
and
that the
terrible
Maverick...
at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was I going to say? Yeah, Depths is definitely a card, or the combo itself is something that I think Maverick players go back and forth on with if it's good enough. Oh, this could be pretty nice.
Here we go.
I think we just
I
Wasteland
just
Swords
called
here.
this when you were in the bathroom that we were going to play Rug, so here we are.
Yeah. So let's go Wasteland first.
Very smart.
So they can't Daze just to save it. Sword Silver. And play another Hierarch. So now we still get to play the Knight
That
next
was a
turn.
hot turn, sir.
Yeah.
Hot.
It's really nice as well because now this Knight next turn is going to be a 4/4, which plays around Bolt.
That was nice.
Yeah. Snow Basic.
Oh, maybe
Interesting.
we're against just blue-red.
Yeah. So maybe there's consideration
Wow.
to think of like Brazen Borrower as an out for this deck in the opening, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume not. Usually it's a one of, maybe in the 75.
You know, I actually looked. You know what was funny is I saw like a report of the most played creatures, and it was like in the top 10, and that shocked me. Actually, I did not think it was seeing that much play, but apparently it is. So I would assume maybe 2.
Okay, nice.
So I'd like a reasonable chance of finding it, especially with all the cantrips. But we'll see.
I'm
I
tapping
wouldn't
like
show
this.
them the combo until we have it. You know.
I played the Bayou there so I could actually attack with the Dryad Arbor this turn as well if the Knight resolved around a daze. Just get that
Totally.
extra damage in. But looking pretty good from an opening, especially without a Mox Diamond start. This was a pretty explosive start. And even if this is an Archaist, that's more than fine.
With the
Like,
bog.
it's just too slow. And we also have Depths and Stage Online next turn.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I
Woo!
don't think we play it so we can play the Depths and just play. Get
Yeah,
stage.
this is. It's either like you're going for value tracker or you're gonna try to combo.
Yeah.
Your call. I mean, I think the 2 borrowers, like if they're playing 2, are the only out they have at that point, probably, other than Wasteland. So. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Wasteland's also a consideration. I didn't think of that.
They're gonna ponder. So.
So I think the question is, do we want to just upkeep to Dark Depths? Because I'm most likely going to play around Wasteland a lot more than Brazen Borrower.
Do it.
And I think because they already have the information of Dark Depths, they're probably going to be trying to find something like Brazen Borrower ASAP anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually going to probably sack the Dryad Arbor because it's a land that can also die to Lightning Bolt.
Nice. All right.
They could also play Vapor Snag. I've seen that a little bit.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But I think Brazen Borrower is just a little bit better. Vapor Snag is nice because you can flash it back with Dreadhorde. But to be fair, even if they spend the whole turn dealing with a Maritlage, we then have a 7/7 Knight and a Tracker. And the 7/7 Knight is great because it can't be bolted and then flash back with Dreadhorde Bolt. So yeah, they're just going for Ponder here and hopefully a shuffle. Chose not to shuffle. Oh. All right.
Not good. Yeah.
There it is.
Ah. Well. Okay.
At least we made them have it. Wasteland is interesting. Mox.
Yep.
Play Tracker. If they want to daze it, we can... Yeah, this is fine. I think being an 8/8 is fine. I'm gonna get the... I'm gonna get Wasteland because it might incentivize them. No, I'm not. I'm actually just gonna go for a second Bayou.
Okay. You don't want a white land because if
Maybe
Hierarch
it is.
gets bolted.
Maybe it is Savannah. Hey, thanks 3like. Enjoy your weekend.
Oh man.
Yes.
Everyone's tuning in, man. It's cool.
Wasteland's fine. Alright. Land for turn.
Nice. That's a beautiful
Bulgu.
thing.
Which isn't the greatest because it doesn't hit anything relevant, but at least we get like some value off this tracker, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I think that's better than playing the Mox and pitching the Bog. Because I'd probably rather one random card than the Mox Diamond.
I agree. Yeah. Come on now. Right? What are they thinking about? They have pyrokinesis or something? Come on. Card I've seen too much of from Goblins lately, you know? Right?
Yeah, very hard card to play around.
Too, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, there's been some blowouts on this stream with pyrokinesis.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's fine. We're all.
I haven't seen it. I guess when I'm tuned in, but yeah, it's brutal. I was in
there we go.
I was in the Legacy what's it called, showcase, and I had two engineers on Goblin versus them, and then they had pyrokinesis, and I felt bad. I couldn't believe it. I thought I had that game locked up, you know. Oh well.
Preordain's nice because if they have a bolt for the tracker, they can attack with the Arcanist. I guess they could also preordain first to see if they can find a bolt, but it's a little bit risky because if they don't, then the tracker just eats the Arcanist.
Let's see. Okay.
They're just going to concede. Wow.
Oh, okay.
I think just because they didn't have an Answers to the Night, which is really interesting.
Well, yeah, Knight's still good.
I think we're just looking at Swords and Choke and maybe Thalia on the play.
I think Thalia is good against this deck. We didn't see a lot of burn, but you know, typically blue-red is either pivoting to burn or they're pivoting to like tempo. This one seems more tempo, but in both cases, she's still good.
Yeah, and to be fair as well, in this build we do have Mox Diamond, so we can get Thalia out turn 1, which you know is still great on the draw.
True.
I think Ancient Tomb is
Knight of Autumn's a consideration, I think, but
yeah, something like Winter Roar could be an issue.
It?
But I think because we have the Decays, we're pretty happy.
Do you want Tabernacle? Because they're probably on PZ, right? Do you want that?
It's interesting. If they are, that's pretty good. I think it's worth considering over the Ancient Tomb. And I think second Library is probably, just because they're so aggressive, they're probably going to be the beatdown in this matchup, that I'm probably happy to drop some of our life loss cards.
I feel like, is Excavator going to do anything here? I don't.
Yeah, I think Excavator is a little bit win more. And the Wasteland strategy isn't that great because they usually have, I think they usually run 2 islands, 1 mountain, which they can easily work off. So I think that's fine.
I mean, Krakus you could probably cut too, maybe, if you don't need it.
Yeah, Michael in chat saying, is Tabernacle worth it when we have Plague Engineer already?
I mean, it's covering your bases more. I mean, you know, especially since we don't have once, it's harder to find plague engineer.
Yeah, and I guess
And Tabernacle's way easier to find with Knight and Reclaimer, right?
yeah, and I guess also Green Suns for that matter.
I would think Caracas you could cut maybe just so you're at 26 land still, and then I don't know. Last cut's tough.
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah, discard
maybe like an Inquisition. I don't know.
Discard's interesting because it's probably better on the play where we can try to take the turn 1 or turn 2 threat, whereas Inquisition is only good if we can take something like an Arcanist.
Yeah, cut one of those. Cut one of those probably. And
Green Suns is a card that is something I've always cut.
I would say cut a Caracas, cut a Green Sun or Inquisition at this point.
Yeah, okay, let's go with Green Suns. I just think because there isn't one single target that we really want from Green Suns, that it's fine to cut one to keep the creature base in the deck. This is an interesting hand.
Yeah.
So we have an answer to turn 1 threat. The big issue with Delver now is that I don't really want to Swords the Delver straight up. I want to wait a few turns to see if they have Arcanist, because that's what I really want to deal with. But it's a little bit
It's
rough
a tough one too, because you have that tension of white and black on your Keith.
Yeah, exactly.
Rough. They kept 7.
Yeah. I think I'd be okay to mulligan
Tough one. I could go either way on this one. I would probably mull it, I guess. It's just a little rough.
I think it's a hand that we lose to our mana a little bit too easily. This is better.
Yeah, this is much better.
Probably dropping the Ooze to find later on in the game.
Yeah, the Ooze is nice in spots, but yeah, I think Knight is a little bit more valuable. So yeah. And you want a Noble and Inquisition turn 1 for sure.
Interesting. Yeah.
Are they on Stifle, maybe? I don't know. I've seen that even from some of those Arcanist builds. Yeah, I play Verdant Mox and it like Mox on Depths or Bog, either one, and then see what they do.
So if we play the Mox first, it doesn't play around Daze, but if they Daze and float mana, we can then go to the second main, play Verdant Catacombs and Inquisition. Because Stifle would be a pretty big card to try to play around, but as well, if they're playing Arcanist, I don't think they're on Stifle.
Sometimes they are. I hate to say it, but I've seen people do that. It's unlikely. I'd say the chances are about 20%, but I've seen it. There's also a like Team or Wreck pile going around. So have you seen that one?
No.
It's like Rug, but it's more mid-rangey.
Yeah, Delver's
no.
Delver. Okay.
It doesn't have Delver.
Delver's Delver.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I don't know. People do different things.
Yeah. That reminds me of when I first learned about Shardless Bug as a deck, when I kind of first got into Legacy. I was looking at it, I was like, but it's playing Shardless Agent. How is it Shardless Bug?
Ha ha ha!
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. It just makes no sense. It's basically like a rug, like pile of legacy cards that hopefully work together. But I guess they probably see this deck and they would say the same thing. So it's hard to justify. They're like, oh, this is a junk pile of legacy cards, right? But yeah.
So we took out Ramanap. So we only have one more Depths in the deck. I think that's okay. If we,
I think it is. I think it is.
Here. Yeah. We can then play a land to play around Daze. We can then Inquisition our opponent to see if we can take their threat. They could have brainstormed it on top of their library, but I don't think they're going to be playing around this. Oh, Blood Moon.
That's fun.
Blood Moon's a little bit far off, and they do have days.
So they got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. We do have the Mox and the Hierarch, so I don't care about the Blood Moon. We could take the Bolt, but then the days kind of also answers the Noble. I don't think there's a world where we don't play Noble this turn.
Yeah.
So there's an interesting thing to take the days here, play the Noble, and then they have to kind of spend their turn either playing the Sprite Dragon and attacking for 1, or bolting and hoping they draw into another 1-drop card.
Man, this is a big brain decision, man.
I don't think it's the Blood Moon because we have multiple.
I don't either.
I don't.
Borrower is very annoying. Sprite Dragon could get out of control because we don't have an answer at this point.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like the cards we can't beat are or like that will beat us are the Dragon or the Borrower, in my opinion. If they want to bolt or daze this Hierarch, that's fine.
Yep.
You know.
Okay. Then I think
so
it's going to be
that's my opinion. It's up to you.
I think it's the Dragon because that's currently their way to win. Without that, it's a very reactive hand.
This Borrower hits the Mox too, but whatever. I don't know.
Because if the days they're behind, so they don't.
Oh wow,
which is pretty nice.
So they don't care. They don't care. Interesting. That's fun. You get Petty Theft as his own card. Right.
Reclaim is pretty nice. 1/2 lands. That's going to be okay. Play this Bog You, which is kind of nice because we get some value off this this Bog.
Yeah, it ended up being pretty good, yeah.
And the nice thing about Reclaimer and Blood Moon is that this is just sacrifice a land, not a plains or a forest. So we can actually... Oh, they drew another Bolt. That means they didn't draw another land. Oh, they did. Huh.
Come on, man. Right?
Oh, that's why. Okay,
It's one card, yeah. That's what I was like saying before. How annoying that is that's like that. They're gonna bounce some Mox, man. It's gonna feel bad. That's what I'd do if I were them, at least. There it is.
That's okay. Probably just going to recast it.
I agree. Especially with Blood Moon in hand, right?
If they cast Blood Moon and we draw Dark Depths, that'd be hilarious because then we could just decay the Blood Moon and get a 20/20.
Oh yeah. I mean that's yeah. That's the risk you take playing Blood Moon.
Dryad. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can draw another land, play Night next turn. We'll see.
That's fine.
They draw another Bolt, man. Come on.
Not too sure. Looks like you're going to fetch first. Five mana. Blood
There it
Moon's
is.
okay. So they have the days left?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So if we can draw a land and play this Knight, then it's pretty huge.
Yeah.
And Depth at the top would be hilarious. Verdant. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he'll take it. Oh yeah, man, Night colors. That's what I'm talking about. Love it.
1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be a 6/6. I'm gonna daze it. Okay.
What are they doing?
I'm not too sure.
I guess I don't know. Maybe they're just checking to see if you're on your keyboard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't blame them. I've been got by stuff like that before too.
Hmm.
You know, it's the worst, right?
Oh, and now we have Dark Depths online next turn if they don't deal with the Knight.
Correct. They do have a flyer, but whatever.
They're probably going to attack with it. Let's be fair. We just draw it. Classic.
No,
might as
don't
well
do
attack-
anything yet.
Might as well
Don't
attack
do
for
anything.
1.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Gosh, this is gonna be great if it works. They don't have. I mean, they don't have green, so there's no veils.
Yeah, and Wasteland doesn't work, thankfully. I'll take
Wow,
this.
that was very very greedy. Get him. Learn him.
Haha. Very nice. There we go.
We
That's-
needed that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that a lot.
We
I
needed
like,
that one bad.
I like putting
Yeah.
together. That's always nice.
So I mean, you could see the power. Like the deck, like is good. It's basically like it's like comboed up Maverick, which I am a huge fan of, which is cool.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think Blue Red seems like a. If they don't have a fast clock, then it seems pretty good because a lot of our creatures are unboltable, and a lot of the mana
Right.
accelerants that they can bolt we don't really care about, which is kind of nice.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, the daze there was really interesting because maybe there's something down the line that you could daze.
I don't understand. I don't know.
Maybe they didn't think that the.
I guess
dried
like
up
maybe
attacks for
that's like
a mana?
that's like one of those moves where you just like literally like think you're gonna lose and you're just like, well, maybe they'll screw up.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
I get that. Like I don't like get mad at people doing that. I just you kind of have to shake your head a little bit sometimes. You're like, okay, cool, man. You know, like Magic Online, I understand that a little more in person, but like Magic Online, you literally see it, right? Like the cards, we know you have that, you know.
Yep.
But I'm gonna grab some water real quick, man. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's cool. Easy. Whew. Yeah, deck's been pretty nice so far. I've been really enjoying the Inquisitions. They've been working really well. Have our match, which is nice. Cocoa Black. Alright. This hand is sweet. Tome on Library. We can also tome on Inquisition if we want to. I'm definitely going to keep this. Tome on Library is what I really want to be playing here. I'd probably like to see a land off the top so that we have land to pitch to Mox Diamond and something else. Badlands Lackey. Okay. So this is pretty interesting. I do need to find an answer for the Lackey. Step. Okay, that's pretty nice because the step's perfect to ditch to the Mox Diamond. So let's go cast Mox, pitch the step, play the Bayou, and pass. Port's fine. Haha. Yeah, we've played some good Goblins matches, Mikkel. They will get to port this turn if they want to, which is pretty nice because it keeps us off Plague Engineer, but we have the Sylvan Library backup, which is nice. I could also go after the Badlands, but I think just getting down the Sylvan Library here is probably a little bit better. Are Moxus expensive in paper? Or are they not too bad? Wow, no lands? Tap down the bayou. Okay. Interesting. I think I'm happy to pay for all of these. I'm going to Inquisition first. Double Moxus Ringleader, Goblin Chieftain, Munitions Expert.
Alright, sorry, bro.
Oh, good. So we're playing against Goblins.
Oh, yeah, of course, we're up against Goblins, yeah.
So pretty nice. We had a turn 1 Mox Diamond for Decay on Lackey, and then they missed their land drop. So I think here we're just going to take probably the X. We don't really care about the Expert. It might just be the Chieftain, and then just wasteland their Badlands.
I think it's Chieftain. Yep.
And then I'm probably happy to play a fetch. And I'm going to Green Sun
for 0, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Off a Savannah. So this deck kind of playing like Loam right now, where you just get that advantage of Mox Diamond. Your opponent doesn't.
I think I like this intersection of decks. Like I think that's why I keep getting drawn back to these sort of things. You know.
Yeah, it is really nice. Vial's gonna be fine.
What do we know is in their hand again? Like after you do this?
2 Muxus. Yeah, that's the 4. So Munitions Expert, double Muxus, Ringleader.
Ah, very well.
Pretty
good hand, but they just can't do anything.
I'm gonna put back the Tracker, and I'm not gonna pay for this because I'm just gonna go land Reclaimer. I'm not gonna play the Engineer yet. I don't want to show it.
Fair. Yeah, so we can just combo and kill them. Right?
Yeah, which is pretty nice.
Are we using enough?
Or I could just play a fair game as well and not show that we have the combo. Because we currently have a 2-turn clock, pretty much. And they're missing land drops, yeah. So they're just going to concede there.
That was a quick concession.
Yeah. So I like these two. I like the Knight because of Aether Vial. I don't mind the Oof. I would probably put the Force in the maybe pile. And none of this I want.
Definitely not.
Inquisition probably is a little bit too slow on the draw. I think we can take out Bog as well. So that there is 59. Caracas is interesting. It does stop Muxus, but it does put it back in their hand where they usually can replay it. Yeah, I don't think we need the Forces, which is nice. So let's go
I would say probably Oof is fine.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's 60, which is nice. I'd love to see Kyra in this matchup, especially if they start on a Vial.
This is one where she shines, no doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
She's a great card for us, you know. Really great.
I like this.
This is exactly that spot, isn't it?
Yeah. So this hand is pretty nice. I think we just want another land off the top, but we have turn 1 swords, turn 2 collect Oof, so
but off our own diamond, it's brutal.
Exactly, yeah. So it's going to depend on how our opponent starts off, and it's going to be just a pass, which is interesting. If we draw a land here, I'm probably happy just to play the.
Wow.
Probably play Oof off the stage. So Mox Diamond pitch stage, play Scrubland, play Ooze.
Yeah, I would say that. You don't want to play Oof. Yeah, we're gonna need this green mana, obviously.
Yeah, and I think Tabernacle's good enough to keep in hand for now. Especially if our opponent
Okay.
goes like Mog Fanatic turn 2. Skoo's a card that usually against aggressive decks I like to keep to see if I can make it like a bigger creature than their removal. Like a 4/4 against a Bolt deck, maybe like a 4/4 or a 5/5 against a Munitions Expert deck, but here it's looking pretty good. Please be Mog Fanatic. Pile Driver. Okay, that's probably okay. The only reason to pitch the Tabernacle is that if we don't draw a land here, we can't play the Knight. But we do.
That's nice.
I think
I'd play a Knight. I play a Knight.
yeah, we only lose the Knight to something like 1-drop into.
Although
Munitions
you
Expert.
can, I mean, the other option to me is Wasteland or Cavern, plow it, and just hope that's good enough. But I don't know. With 5 cards in their hand, I'm a little wary of that.
Yeah.
I think getting Knight in the field is probably better.
Yeah, I like that as well. Especially because if we don't draw land over the next couple of turns, the Knight's just going to be stuck in our hand.
A tabby art is so lame, I have to say.
Excuse me?
I feel like that art is lame, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude. That's how Tabernacle you're talking about.
It is. It's such a powerful card. I don't know, man. I don't know. That old, like, kind of, it looks like it's sort of like watercolor-y. Just not sure.
Okay, that's fair.
It's fine. I mean, you know, if you don't agree, that's fine. I'm not a fan.
Warchief is fine. So now I think we just go double Wasteland into Decay. Huh. Honestly, it might just be Decay the Warchief, Wasteland one of their caverns, and attack for 5.
Yeah. At this point, I don't see a combo happening anytime soon.
So I probably wouldn't mind just attacking first to see if they block. I don't think they would. I could also build this Scrubland up. I kind of want to make the Knight bigger. So I think this Wasteland is definitely going after a cavern. That's kind of 100%. And then I like keeping the sword around because it is cheaper. So using the Decay here just makes our mana more efficient, and also it, you know, we can't hit something like a Ringleader or something else with Decay, like Muxus.
Yeah, I mean, always the plan against them now is to keep them off Muxus. That's really the only plan. If you can do that, you're probably going to win.
I think it's just Wasteland here, and just keep attacking their mana.
Sure. They need it more than we do at this point.
Yeah, and also just makes our creatures so big. I could play the Tabernacle, but I think I'm okay not playing it. Just because then we can't keep both our creatures.
Wow, basic swamp. Interesting. Have you seen that out of a Goblins list yet?
I have. I know some people don't like it because of how much the deck just needs red mana. But yeah, maybe it's a consideration for another card that they have. This could be Mog Fanatic. Crater Maker. That's fine. This is probably just...
Oh boy.
Swords Crater Maker swing for 8.
I would assume they're going to try to get rid of our Diamond, but I mean, they're so far behind already on board.
I like the port when we have Mox Diamond, which is kind of nice. Vial's too slow, which is nice for us. You're gonna attack. Okay. No guts, no glory.
So they still have Ringleader and Muxus in hand, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think here I just want to go Green Suns for Elvish Reclaimer because it's a 3/4.
Yeah.
And then attack with
Totally
both
fine.
creatures.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they could have Munitions Expert to deal with the Scavenging Ooze. That's probably a reason not to. And just do that post-combat, because then if they do, we could...
Oh, we know what they have. I mean, they had the Ringleader and the Muxus, right? So, I mean, they don't.
Oh, that was the other game.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the only mistake I made there was Green Sunning first, because they had the line of put in Munitions Expert, kill the Ooze, and then just like block the Knight.
Man, that was a quick 2 games. Like, for some reason, I was tricking myself into thinking that was still game
I think it's because the Mox Diamond start. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, really tough for our opponent. But yeah, that Goblins deck has run over us sometimes. Yeah.
That was the cleanest 2 games I've seen probably from a Knight of the Reliquary deck versus them so far.
Yeah, it can be tough if they go wide.
Yeah, easy.
But yeah, not needing the Tabernacle was a pretty huge showing of just they kind of probably drew the wrong side of their deck. Like no Lackey, no turn 1 Vial. Like turn 2 Pile Driver is a little bit suspect.
It might have been a mistake in our opponent's part not to go to something like that, right? But I don't know.
It's a little bit harder because against most Maverick decks, you just have to fade that turn 1 Swords to Plowshares. But with Loam, you have Mox Diamond, so you also have to fade turn 2, like double creature or abrupt
decay or Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mox Diamond is so nice.
What
are your thoughts on Sylvan Plug? So like a mono green, like Trinisphere.
I have a soft spot for that deck. I think it's awesome. It needs the right metagame. It needs, and what is that? It needs a metagame that's like really, really loose to like Trinisphere mostly, I think.
Yeah.
And that's basically like when Storm is the best deck. I think that deck is great, but the problem is the best decks don't care that much about that card anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And too many soul lands and goblins, and Esper doesn't really care that much. And I don't know. Rug even doesn't care that much because they're happy to go to 3 if they have the mana. So you're giving up a lot to play Trinisphere. So it's really good if, like, let's say if Urza Karn got insane, I would assume that deck would be okay. But yeah, that's my take. I mean, Mott's is the master, so I would ask him before me. But I played it, and I like that deck. But he says it himself. I mean, that dude is he's probably maybe the best player of like Knight of the Reliquary.
Yeah.
And he would say the same thing. It's a meta deck. So
okay. Jerry Freeman pointing out that Collector Oof is a 2019 flavor fail because it's a symmetrical piece of hate where it should just be your opponent's artifacts can't be activated.
That would be just
insane.
I mean, I guess it would be Karn, right? So
yeah, it would be
Karn for 2 mana that you can tutor for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to hate on the Tabernacle. I don't know. I've always seen that.
Look, man, it's been said.
Here's the thing, man.
Chat
the card,
hated that.
That's fine. The card is what, $3,000 or something for an English copy now.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've seen better Magic art. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
It's an insane card, but
it's just so nice. It was one of the first cards. So when I first started playing...
Wait, hang on. Do you like it because of the art, or do you like it because the card is worth a lot of money and it's insanely powerful?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way I feel about it is, so personally, like, I love, and I'm sure you love art too, because most of us do as Magic people. But the art seems like a little bit like, and this is 1994, right? So like they they didn't know how powerful it was going to be in the like just for how powerful the card is. I would expect the art to be like transcended, and I don't feel like it's there, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm doubling down. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
There it is.
I believe I played against my opponent before, and they were on blue-red Delver again.
Yeah, I play this person too. They're usually in Delver.
And this is probably not a keep on the draw. I really want to power something out turn 1.
I mean, yeah, having the Arbor in hand is always a rough. Yeah, that's so close. It's fine. This is fine. You have to keep it at this point.
I think it's the Tomb that we drop.
Right.
Unless the Tomb is what I want to drop to the Mox Diamond, and the Snow-Covered Forest is what I want to put back.
No. I think it's Tomb, probably.
You want Tomb in the deck?
Oh, you mean you want to get rid of it to Diamond? I don't know. I like having if we think they're on Delver, I like having the forest available. Whatever that's worth. Maybe it's the peatland you could put back. I don't know.
Okay, let's put back Tomb, because then at least if we draw into another land, we can just cycle the peatland for something else.
Sure.
But the question is, what are we pitching to the Mox Diamond?
It's Tomb or Heath or something like that. Yeah. I mean, you probably want the forest of their Delver. Again, we don't know. They might be on something else. It's hard to say.
Yeah, okay. But... So what if we go drop the forest and then we can fetch for it?
Sure. That's fair.
All right. Hey, thanks for the follow. I sadly cannot pronounce your name, but a huge thank you. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. We can just 6 this turn. Our opponent has kept a 7. I think if they go turn 1 Delver, it's just going to be Wasteland Inquisition off Mox. Oh, we can't Wasteland. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So yeah, just blue-red. You're right.
That sounds interesting.
I think you're spot on with like play Heath, like pitch Tomb, and let's Inquisition first and see what's up.
So let's go for that forest. Let's play Mox Diamond. Let's pitch Ancient Tomb. Let's Inquisition them. I think it's definitely the Dreadhorde here. But they have a pretty nice hand otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, since we don't have removal, that's pretty clear. Hang on, did they have a daze?
They didn't.
No. Okay, so yeah, we can pretty easily do the Green Sun for 0 here and just hope it's good enough. Oh, they'll bolt it. But
I think that's okay. It's probably better than coming at face. And if we Green Suns for Dried Arbor here and get to untap, we get to play a Knight if we draw it and Wasteland.
I like it. I mean, just, yeah, it opens up possibilities that wouldn't be open but otherwise.
It also really kind of forces the bolt if the Delver doesn't flip. They're going to Brainstorm. Okay.
Well, they're going to Brainstorm, yeah.
There goes the hand. Yeah, this deck is very sweet. The issue, I guess, with paper is that if you don't already have Mox Diamonds, that's definitely a pretty expensive part of the deck.
It's rough, yeah. How much is it now, do you know?
In Australia, they're about 400 each.
Okay. Let me see. I remember getting them at like 200, but that was a couple years ago.
Nice.
Like, this is US dollars, of course.
All right, there's Bolt.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's like 3. The market price on TCG is from the vault it's 364, and that for the stronghold is 379.
Okay, wow.
Dude.
So they're gonna ponder first. If they shuffle, they're most likely looking for lands. Chose not to shuffle. Okay. I brought K one time. Oof. Okay.
Didn't work this time.
Let's go for.
You used all your stuff in the snow matchup.
I'm gonna draw first. Oh, Inquisition.
Oh, okay, nice.
Might as well.
Pretty cool.
Daze is fine.
That's fine. Interesting.
I feel like this is a Sprite Dragon if they're casting it now. Pyromancer. Okay.
Mm.
At least they showed that they had Pyromancer in the deck.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with these sorts of, middle of the road Mox decks. This shows the weakness, especially if we draw another land. It's just the
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I don't mind just going for
Reclaimer. Yeah,
Reclaimer.
kind of have to.
It is a 3/4, which is nice. Force. Okay. Oh, they pitched Brazen Borrower, so I guess now we have the out.
Yeah, you might as well play Depths. Yeah.
Drawing naturally. Hey, Delirium.
What would you
welcome.
have played if that had resolved? Would you have played the Dark Depths or the Step?
I would have played. That's an interesting one. I'm not too sure.
I think I would have
played
played
the Dark
Step.
Depths.
Come on. I mean, we were gonna die anyway.
Stage. Ah, so close.
You lose anyway, man. Like if they have any, non-creatures, if they had the brainstorm here, we're dead anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Tabernacle, Swords. Thalia on the play. Choke. Probably just, I guess, 2 because we want to see it.
I think 2 choke on the draw, or sorry, on the play especially is very good.
Sylvan Library can come out. The Ramanap can come out. We can probably drop down on some lands.
I'd say like a waste or a tomb is probably good again. Like something colorless is good to drop.
One Green Suns.
Sure.
And then I do like the Inquisitions on the play.
Yeah, it's tough.
Maybe it's Tracker. I just think Tracker's a little bit open to so much removal.
Yeah, Tracker's slow for this one. I think at this point, it could be another land or it could be a library. And that's probably it.
Yeah. Okay. I probably like taking out some sort of utility land. I think Bog still has utility. I think Step still has utility, especially with Brazen Borrower.
It's probably Wasteland if you're going to cut another land, in my opinion. And then it's out of library mostly. Because you got Tabby too, man. So you got like 27 lands at this point to pitch to Mox Diamond. So 26 is like where Loam starts.
Okay.
And 25 is usually safe, and 24 is where you start getting unsafe. Yeah. But you're safe at this point.
Okay, I like this.
The
extra swords is really nice as well. So I'm kind of hoping for like a Mox Diamond hand with the swords and a threat. Just a little bit too slow, I think, and it doesn't have removal, which is pretty big.
Yeah, this is rough.
Oh,
much worse. Yeah. Okay, sorry, man.
No, that's cool. I think we'll just keep this, and we will bottom Caracas.
You probably want to bottom Depths and Caracas, maybe.
I kind of like Depths because it gives us one piece of the combo.
Okay, that's fine. So it'd be like Plains then, or it'd be Savannah.
And then we can just go Savannah into Dryad Arbor. Just to try to build up the mana. And then we have a Decay for their first threat. Sylvan Library is a card that I really want to mulligan to because it allows us to kind of get back in the game by using our life total as a bit of a resource.
Yeah, this is why I sort of feel like almost in any of these decks, maybe two Sylvan should be just like stock, and we shouldn't question that.
Hmm.
I do feel like that sometimes, but it's such a ridiculous card, right? It's one of those cards, like, I don't know about you, man. I always am questioning myself with deck building and stuff, and when I look at it, like, it's always a card where you're like, well, I could cut it. You go to 1 or you go to 0. But,
Yeah.
like, when you get in these games like you are right now, and you're like, man, that would be the best card I could draw, and you feel like that a lot, I kind of feel like maybe we should have two,
Yep.
I don't know. My
Yeah.
opinion.
Yikes.
Man. Come on.
There's probably some play to playing the Verdant Catacombs out so that if they do cast something like a Blood Moon here, we can go and get a basic in response.
Yeah, I didn't get punished this time. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That is fine. Hey Nathan, hope you're well.
Come on. So how's it down in Australia right now, man? Like in terms of, COVID response and stuff. We didn't talk about that.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better than a lot of other countries. I know Melbourne's doing it pretty bad, which is in Victoria, which is down south. But
yeah, oh yeah, you did mention that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, pretty good, thankfully.
That's good.
All right.
Dude.
A little bit unfortunate. Can't really do too much here.
No. That's the problem. This happens to you sometimes. I don't know if Connor's still in here, but he knows. When you play like the mock stacks, it's just sometimes you feel like you're a god, and sometimes you just feel like you absolutely are not, like you can't draw anything. That's nice. At least you can at least get rid of the PZ. It's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big one because I'm not sure if I want to get rid of the Decay or the Peasy because we have things like Plague Engineer, which are pretty good answers to this.
True. Okay. Get him with our Resident Bird.
There's probably also consideration to play the Dark Depths because Thespian Stage is just a really good live draw. But it's gonna be pretty tough with guess that's a start. But yeah, unfortunately just a 5 that wasn't the greatest, but obviously didn't want to go to 4 and then just the didn't really draw into too much, unfortunately.
Yeah.
3 red. Upgrade, of course. We knew about that. Well, Plague would be really nice because it hits both the Delver and the Young Pyromancer, both being human.
Gosh, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're the type of person that you don't fetch here at end of turn to like hope and dream, because I definitely do that sometimes. I use a scrub. Yeah, I definitely do that occasionally. Force.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, nice. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's pretty nice.
Good.
So we can actually eat. Even if they try to fetch here, we can.
Yeah, you can force action on them, which is great. That's really good. Cool. Yeah, Ooze is a great card.
Bolt. Okay. Oh, is Bolt to the face pretty much? That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Just that attack. That's fine.
They probably have another one. We'll see.
I mean, if they have double bolt, we just die anyway, so I don't mind just going for a fetch here. And eating another creature. Thalia. Alright, Jono, tell me what you want off the top.
It would probably be. I mean, it's not library. It's plague probably.
Plague Engineer?
Yeah.
Close. I mean, I guess we Inquisition. There's probably a world where we don't, just to stop Young Pyromancer from getting a token. We know they have Bolt, which puts us to 2, and then they can pretty much just go wide because there's only 1 creature left in the graveyard.
It's a tough call. I mean, we're in such a losing position. I don't see why not. I mean, when is that going to get better?
Yeah, I think the only thought is to not
Bolt. Okay.
double barrower. Yeah,
Interesting.
rough. Not too much. Interesting that they put in Null Rod, because the only artifact that we have is Mox Diamond.
I mean, that's a little bit of overboarding, but obviously it didn't matter. Yeah, Null Rod. It's a little bit of overkill. Oh well. Yeah, because I guess Engineer there could have taken out PZ and then, like, stood in for a minute, but yeah, probably did anyway.
Yeah, tough. Well, at least we can try to finish this as a 3-2, which would be nice.
So, how do you feel about, like, with this deck versus Maverick? Like, do you just feel better on Maverick, like, not having to worry about the combo, or how do you feel about it?
It's interesting. I definitely like the Mox Diamond starts. They're a lot better. I think Maverick's pretty good because we have Caracas for Dark Depths, which is nice, which usually isn't that great in the matchup. We do have a few flyers in, like, Birds and Scoop Ranger to buy time, but otherwise it can be pretty rough. 1 land, a double Inquisition.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, especially if we miss a land drop in the first, like, 2 draws. Yeah, I think this deck does have a few good 6s as well. Like, this is okay. Keep probably bottom Dried Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
And then
or step. You could bottom step and hope to get it later.
I like that because Dried Arbor in the bin could also be both something for Reclaimer or Knight or Ooze as a creature. Ah, okay.
Ninjas, yeah.
Decay's pretty nice, but I think we just want to go.
Oh yeah, I wonder.
It's probably better just to hold up swords here.
I mean, Retrofitter is a problem, but yeah, they're probably just gonna put in a ninja on this Ornithopter, and that's not gonna be good either.
Which is nice because we can swords it.
Yep.
I think this kind of forces the action of Decay on the Retrofritter.
I would agree. Yeah.
So we don't have another great way to deal with it.
So they can't pay for ninjutsu though now, which is nice. So
Oh, they're
Good.
also going to turn that into a 4/4, which means they can't attack this turn, which is interesting.
Well, they pay for ninjutsu, so it makes sense.
Oh, yeah, but it means that they
Right.
couldn't attack with the Ornithopter this turn and put in a... Oh, of course, yeah, because you actually have a cast cost. Oh, Wasteland's interesting.
Get him. Yeah.
Especially seeing they missed a land drop.
Wow. Might get lucky here. We'll see.
Ninja's a very cool deck to see come out of the fold. Are they just going to pass back? Wow, no land.
Oh my gosh.
Knight. That's pretty perfect.
How about that?
I think I like Knight here over...
I agree. I 100%. You want that. Yeah,
no days either.
They might force, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
Some sort of ninja, probably. Yep, here it is.
And definitely attack, but definitely not blocking. We're at 4 cards. Okay. Ancient Tomb one time. Ancient Tomb one time. Oof.
Close.
This is pretty nice because we can block with Dried Arbor. Oh no, it's in the bin. Okay. Yeah, we're just passing.
Do you want to get it in block here?
I can't because the Dried Arbor is in the bin. Unfortunately, we pitched it to the Mox Diamond.
No, you're just gonna get it. Yeah. Okay.
And here we have to take it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's insane. They haven't hit a land yet.
End step. Sack this. Go and get Dark Depths.
I don't know if they have anything at 1 that can stop that either. So
yeah, I think I'm pretty happy just making it now to play around like Wasteland, but they're just gonna concede.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the one lander and they didn't draw it for didn't draw a land for 5 turns, so can't be too unhappy. This is a pretty interesting matchup.
I think Choke's good here.
You like Choke?
Yeah.
Okay. I do like the swords. I think Bog can probably come out.
Yep.
Wasteland was really good there.
I think you want both Chokes.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Inquisition.
Yeah, it's not at its best here, but it's not terrible.
Hey Lee, a huge thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. How'd you go on Khan Echo Storm? I wish I knew how to say it. We're currently up against blue black ninjas on Junk Depths. Probably Knight of Autumn.
You want Knight of Autumn for sure.
I think we'll just try
out.
You
may want Force of Vigor as well. It depends on how much you fear Retrofitter, but I would think you want it. For what though?
Yeah. Maybe it's like 1 force, 1 choke.
Okay, that's fine.
And then see if either is kind of better in matches 2 and 3.
Sure.
How did you finish up in your league? This is a pretty sweet hand.
Yeah, you want to keep that.
It's pretty combo heavy, but I think that's okay. Oh, it wasn't a league? Okay, cool. I guess Thoughtseize isn't the worst. 11-5? Oh, nice, in the Mana Trader series. Okay, that's cool. Did Jono show me his Marit Lage art?
I
Oh, you drew a token?
made a drawing today. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
My
How's
my
this?
my son was looking at the cards,
Pitch this.
and he liked it. I had wanted the new one, and so I drew it for my daughter, and I made it into a princess.
Oh, that's
So
very cool.
anyway, yeah.
Big fan.
Who's that? Matt? Must be Matt, right?
It was Matt, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have to show me after this game.
Of course. It's not that cool. I mean, I don't know. I try.
I always forget about
to do
my
art
coffee,
sometimes.
and it always gets cold because I never drink it fully before the league starts, and then I just get so immersed in the league that I forget.
Oh, do you have coffee right now that's cold?
Ooh, yeah. Not the worst, but obviously something you'd like as a hot piece.
Is cold brew a thing down there in Australia or no?
Cold brew is definitely a thing. We have great
Okay.
coffee in Australia.
I'm sure. That's awesome. Is your place
Oof,
like
that's
about
huge.
sourcing from everywhere and whatnot? Yeah, you want to blow that up.
Straight away as well.
Mhm. Yes. I'm very lucky in like the DC area. We're like close to a couple really great roasters, world class.
That's
It's
cool.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to fetch here because I want to make this Reclaimer a 3/4 before we attack.
Sure.
Retrofit are really nice for them as well because it isn't out to Maritlize just by creating flyers. What's this going to be? Nothing. Okay.
Nothing. Yep.
That is fetching. Hey, Antonio, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what you play in Legacy. Jono, where are you from?
Originally?
Or like, where do you live? What town?
Oh, I live in Washington D.C. Yeah.
Does Washington have a pretty good Legacy scene, sort of post or pre-COVID?
Yeah, I think. I mean, well, wait, post like.
Or pre.
I mean, no one's playing in person right now.
Yeah.
So in general, north of DC, like closer to Baltimore, Maryland, if you know the area at all.
Okay.
That's more where Mark's from and stuff.
Yep.
It has a good scene. Yeah.
Nice.
A lot. I mean, Star City was doing events regularly with Legacy focus in that area, but of course, until they didn't. But yeah.
This is fine. Kling's interesting.
There's a lot of smart, nerdy people in the DC area, as you probably expect. So,
Dice City Games, is that in Washington?
Dice City, yes.
Nice.
It's on the metro, like on the subway system. You can get there on one of the subway stops. So yeah, it's close.
Okay.
It's in Maryland though. It's like a little north of proper DC. But yeah.
So the question is, do I want to get a Caracas for this or just go for the combo? And I think the answer is just going for the combo.
The problem is they're going to ninjutsu it in if you do that. That's always the problem.
Yeah, that's true. So here we can just get rid of the wasteland. It's not really doing anything here. And we'll get the stage first because it comes in tapped, and it means that next turn we can hopefully go for the combo.
I agree. At this point, they're probably going to get so much value. You have to almost hope it's enough.
Get 2 cards left.
They're gonna have 4 after attacks, unless you block. Here you go.
Yeah, I wonder if we just want to go.
Whenever it attacks, right? So they're gonna get 5. They're gonna have 5 after next turn.
I don't mind playing Knight here and just holding up Step as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't want to go too all in on the combo because they've had so much time to try to find an answer for it. I'm gonna force this. Wow. All right.
Oh wow! And they even had another ninjutsu card. That's
now they're into 0.
Wow. So you can just get the combo this turn, and then or like after blocks, and then
Yeah,
Hope
or even
it's
have step
enough.
up, which is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is fine. Ah, okay. That's pretty cool.
Changeling, yeah, very annoying. Prismatic Vista, you don't care about though.
Yeah, which is kind of nice.
You're good. I just get the depths, man.
Yeah. It's gonna stack the basic. Dark Depths.
If all this fails, you have Ramanap later.
Ah,
Too,
we
which is
drew the
great.
step. Ugh.
Horrible. Yeah, horrible feeling, isn't it? Oh,
I could have kept it, but I think this is okay.
yeah. I mean, most of the time their flyers are going to be colorless anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But
I'm pretty happy just to hold back Reclaimer for now. Hey, thanks, Scoop. Thanks, Matt. Hope you're
you
well.
got this, man.
Enjoy your weekend.
I don't have it.
I'm gonna fetch first. Maybe they have that huge ninjutsu guy. Looks like they don't, which is pretty good for us. What do they reveal? Thoughtseize. Okay. That's fine.
I'm good, man. I'm good.
2 cards left for them.
I guess they have Drown in the Lock, possibly here.
Or Stifle? Just to buy a turn? Drown
There it
that.
is.
That's fine.
What?
Oh, maybe they have a sack effect?
Oh, okay. Like Lily's Triumph or something. Oh, all right. Well, they'll use it now. There it is.
Yeah. Interesting that they let us work this around, because if we drew a fetch land and they just let us cast it because they don't get priority, we could have gone for Dried Arbor.
It's okay. Not dead yet. I'm just gonna draw a lot of cards. Yeah, Plague Engineer would be great.
Back to basics is okay. Because it means that our lands come in tapped. Probably should just be attacking with the Reclaimer there.
Yeah. At some point.
Because yeah, back to basics is going to be really good here. It kind of turns off the Reclaimer. Yeah, now Retrofruit is really nice. I don't think Green Suns does enough.
Whoa. Yeah, you got Night of Autumn. Right?
Yeah, that's true. But we know they have Force. So do they have blue?
Oh, well? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, so they'll use it. Okay. Oh, I was thinking I'm back to basics, but okay. Might be right.
Yeah, I think because them creating a 4/4 is just so good. Murderous Cut.
Murderous Cut, man. Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Especially because it plays around, like, Burn doesn't see too much play, but plays around Eidolon, which is pretty nice. I think I do like Choke because they're going for their basics. So I might actually go down on a Wasteland.
think Force of Vigor is worth keeping in.
Yeah,
You could maybe cut another 3 for Force. Oh, you want him? Yeah, you want the
I think just trimming is fine.
It's
Like 3
fine.
Reclaimer, 3 Knight, 3 Green Suns.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thalia's interesting, but
no,
you only have so much room, which is pretty tough.
They play a lot of creatures, yeah.
And if we can Inquisition one of the creatures, then I'm going to be pretty happy. Turn 1 choke.
Yep.
I think I'll keep this,
right.
but I might just go turn 1 Ooze and hold the second Mox, of course.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think we decay this just in case they ninjutsu in like a 4-drop creature.
Yep.
And I like stage over the Mox here.
Too bad you can't eat too, but yeah, I mean, I get it. So what's made you say with the Bird of Paradise avatar?
I don't know. I guess I haven't really thought about that. I definitely could change it. I do have a few, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. It's a good question. Oof.
Oh, good. Yeah. What?
Push. Okay.
All right. Cool. Top deck war, man. Here we go.
Yeah, it's nice to also have the mana for Dark Depths, which is kind of cool. Thoughtseize is fine. Take your Mox.
Retrofitter can make something for free, right? Or for one.
So
One.
for 2.
Sack. Oh, you have to sack stuff. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Oh man, that's great.
It's a start.
That was a good draw.
Get back Savannah.
Cool.
I do like these decks because you can just 6. You don't have to worry about holding up Force of Will or Brainstorm.
Oh yeah,
which is definitely a nice little positive. Wonder if they're playing back to basics? Okay, that's fine. We still have mana up for like Abrupt Decay, which we could draw, which is nice. Inquisition.
Nice.
I have 2 cards left. Nice.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they're in pretty big trouble. That was the 4-drop ninja, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This guy.
It's gonna be rough. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice.
They can make something at 2 mana, right? All right. They make it servo. Yeah. Okay.
Which then becomes a 4/4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty relevant. And I guess if they draw blue land, they can then ninjutsu this.
I guess we could have pitched that Heath to Mox and played the Heath again, but
yeah, the only reason I wanted the Windswept here is for Dryad Arbor, because now if they attack, we do have a blocker, so they can't ninjutsu. Wow, no attacks.
I was saying because you can play it again because of Ramanap.
Oh, I could have played it again. Yeah, that's very true. It's kind of free. Can't do anything now because
we're just gonna draw lands forever anyway.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, good times. Good times.
But yeah, at least drive it over here. Okay, the flying works because now they get to get over us.
Mm-hmm.
Sylvan Library is definitely a card that I'd love to see here.
Still gonna have to tap this island, so there's that. They want a ninjutsu. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Brutal.
Can't attack either. I guess we can attack with the Dryad Arbor, but then it just stays tapped. Wait, did they not ninjutsu?
No.
Okay.
I guess maybe they're worried about the island? I'm not sure.
I wonder how many islands they have in the deck. Maybe this is all their basics.
I don't know. Yeah.
But like here it's just really nice because you have this free block with Dryad Arbor, which you can get back through ramming up, unless they have like Cling to Dust.
Yeah. See, if it's me, I'm cracking these fetches for basics right now because I just do not want to draw another lane because I'm drawing so many.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. There might be like voodoo stuff or whatever, but I just don't want to deal. I don't want to deal.
Oh, Kaya is pretty sweet because Kaya deals with Retrofitter Foundry. So let's get back Dryad Arbor and then use this Mox to get rid of this Verdant, and then use these Moxen and the basic to cast this. They're going to force it.
They're going to pitch it, yeah. That's why they were holding on to it. Okay. Okay.
Interesting. That's actually the first time we saw Kaya in this whole league. Which isn't the greatest.
Well, it's only one of, I guess, yeah. Man. Putting the forces up against us.
Yeah, these 4/4s are pretty good. The Retrofit is just so nice underneath the choke because the swamps just act as a great way to create threats that we can't deal with. Alright. Block 1. Bats.
Yikes. Well, now I can block 2. I don't know. It's rough. Yeah, the card's just getting so much value. It's insane. Man. Still have Oof in the deck, right?
Yes, which is pretty good. I really need Force, so I probably should have brought both in, just knowing the sideboard.
Man.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Sorry.
Perhaps like maybe a third library is worth it.
Well, do we even have a set? Are we playing 2? Are you playing 2?
We are playing 2.
You are playing 2 over Cracker, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Like right now I'm on 26 with with the onces and stuff just to try to thin it out a little bit.
Yeah, once is also nice because you can cut back on lands a little bit.
This is a bummer if we're gonna go down like this. Rough.
We get outs. We get outs. Oh, Rain Suns. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing great. Maybe with the 4/4s, it's worth just getting back Dryad Arbor, and then going for
probably just Knight, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Knight because it's big enough.
Yeah.
But now with 2 retrofitters, they get to create a 1/1.
Oh,
They
come
have the
on,
force.
man.
Unfortunate.
Come on, man.
We can't beat that. But yeah, especially with the 2 retrofitters, they can just create their own 1/1 and then use the other to sack it and get a 4/4.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I wish
That's fine. That's fine. I thought in the matches where we just the deck kind of churned as it should, it worked really well. There's just a few where we you just draw into 6 lands in a row, and you can't really beat that unless you have something like Sylvan Library out.
So, what do you think? Does ones help in your opinion? I mean, right now I'm playing 3 ones because I feel like it filters nice. Yeah. And I'm on 26 lands main personally. Like I don't play the Tomb more or less from what you have.
That's fair. Tomb didn't really come up tonight. No. The only consideration for Tomb is that it allows you to combo a turn earlier because you have a land that taps for 2. And it's also 1 land.
Yeah, with Reclaimer, and it's very relevant. So I don't blame you for that.
I think I would like to see a 3rd library instead of Tireless, just to increase our amount of 2-drops as well, which just increases the power of Mox Diamond.
Yep. Makes sense. I mean, I was on Bob's for a minute. It might be right to play Bob's. I'm not really sure, but it was killing me a little bit more than I wanted it to, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably consider just going down to 1 creature
one dork,
need it. And I assume it would keep the bird because flying can be relevant, and also having access to black off the bird.
Yes.
Means you can go for basics and then have the bird, which can tap for black. And then if we drop the 2...
You feel like you want more Kayas in your life or something? Or
yeah, Kaya is sweet, but I'm not sure where it really fits. I feel like if we're playing Kaya, then we're kind of moving away from the combo. And I think in the main deck, you should just be going pretty much all out on combo.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of why I like ones. You don't need to have 4. I mean, you could be 2 or 3 or something, but yeah. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I think if we're playing the 4 once, you could go down on Green Suns. Or you could keep Green Suns at 4 and go down to 3 once.
Yeah, you could do that too.
And then it's probably just the Kaya. As cool as she is, we do have 8 pieces of removal here. We have a pretty tight Green Suns package. The Inquisitions, I think, are good enough. Even with,
how did you feel about it? I've been really liking it, but I people are pretty divided on that. How did you like it?
I think it felt really good. There's a few times where we're able to take the threat that we couldn't answer, like a Dreadhorde Arcanist, which was really nice. It's not too bad in the late game because a lot of the decks we're playing against are so value orientated that the card advantage is just so good that they always have a hand of at least 2 cards. There's not too many matches where we're playing off the top of the deck for both decks. The other consideration is that it just allows you to make sure the coast is clear before you go for the combo, which is really nice.
Yeah, and then the board, how do you feel about that? I think this main looks good. I'm just gonna say, I think 3rd library could be a tracker or another once or whatever you want, but yeah, it makes sense like that too to me. I mean, library's an insane card, so I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice. The only other consideration that I had was Blast Zone, because there's a few times there where we could have Blast Zoned even for 1 and dealt with a few creatures.
Yeah, I played that on and off too. It's hard to say. But I think it could be good as well.
Yeah, but I think this is pretty sweet. I think I'll try to run this back in a league and see how it goes.
Cool. And did you like the side?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I don't mind the 4 pieces of interaction with artifacts and enchantments because I think they're pretty big right now, and Force is just so good at what it does that I do.
Yeah, I think that's actually made me want to play it again. Just seeing you play it. I've been off it for a minute in this.
Yeah.
But of course, I've played it a lot in a lot of my decks. So.
And to be fair, a lot of the times where I wanted to play it was because of things like Termod Blood Moon, but we're seeing not too much of that right now. So maybe Force isn't as great as it was, but I think it's really nice alongside creatures that you can Green Suns for. So you have both elements.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, I've been considering even like a third decay or like another Kasali main. Just I really don't like losing to artifacts or enchantments, but
Yeah, exactly.
I think it makes sense the way you have it. So
Yeah.
I like over your Tabernacle. I'm playing like a third engineer just because of I feel like it's a little bit more impactful, like versus some of the matchups we're in. But
Yeah.
Tabernacle is good too. I mean, it's better versus like the really go wide decks for sure. Like and actually in this league, I mean, I think Tabernacle might be better than Engineer versus like blue red.
Yeah.
But like I don't know versus like Goblins even or Elves or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends.
That's very true. A huge thank you for you coming on. This was really fun.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, dude.
You're welcome. Hopefully, I think chat enjoyed it, which is nice. It's always cool having you on and going through some depths list because it's nice to change it up between.
I know, yeah, I know. We're you're like in the in between here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you once again. A huge thank you to those guys in chat for coming in and watching. To those followers, a huge thank you. If you want to find my videos on YouTube, you can find them in chat just there, and also me on Twitter. Enjoy your weekends. Jono, thank you once again. I'll see you next time. I'll be back on Wednesday night.
Yeah, let me know if you play this again. Let me know. And let everyone else know, man. I appreciate it.
Will do. Thank you very much.
Hey, man.
Thanks, guys.